Hello and welcome to another bite-sized workshop on the tarot. Today we're looking at card 20, Judgment. Now, very interesting energy going on here. It is almost the end of the major arcana cards, just one more of the major arcana to look at. Judgment is card 20. With all the others, we've talked about the numerical value. And the numerical value is bringing together the numbers to create another number. But what happens with 20 is we have the Roman numerals XX creating 20. Its numerical value with Arabic numbers is a 2, but very often we talk about 2s as being 11 2s as well. But 20 is purely a 2. So it's completion doubled in a way. So Judgment, let's think about that. So let's have a look at two different tarot cards of Judgment. So here we have from the Sheridan deck and the energy also from the Rider-Waite deck. So they are very, very similar. But there's a difference in the way the figures appear in these cards. So I'm just going to concentrate on the Sheridan card first of all. So we have, stylized again as the Sheridan deck is, we have the angel with these enormous wings, the halo and the trumpet being blown. And the angel that blows the trumpet here is the angel of judgment, but also known as the Archangel Gabriel, the message bringer. But this here isn't a message. It is an announcement of the end of time for man, when all that have been in limbo, all that have been at rest and not yet achieved where they're meant to go, are being summoned forth for the judgment day. Now, there's a nod to this in the Led Zeppelin album Physical Graffiti, the track In My Time of Dying, and Robert Plant sings out Gabriel's name loudly, imploring forgiveness. So that's an interesting thing, because judgment is all wrapped up with forgiveness. And let me explain, also from a spiritual point of view, within several of the monotheistic religions, we have this idea that there will be a judgment. So the symbology is, judge not, lest ye be judged. So the important thing here is, whatever you do, however you behave, is how it reflects on you. We get this in other spiritual areas of religion as well. Karma, for instance, the idea of what you sow, so shall you reap. So it constantly comes around this idea of be careful how you judge others, because that's how you will judge yourself. So in essence, it's not the angel that's doing the judging, it's you yourself that is doing the judging. A little bit like the ancient Egyptians, when your heart would be weighed against a feather. And if they balanced perfectly, then of course you would be judged to be a good person. But if your heart was heavier than a feather, then of course those were the transgressions. And in modern society, we take that into ourselves. What is it that we do? What is it that we have done? And how do we feel about that? So it incorporates a lot of things about guilt and whether we're emotionally doing the right thing. And do we sometimes sacrifice good behavior because we need to complete something else? So it reminds us to be constantly aware of the choices that we're making. But let's have a look at some of the symbology within the Rider-Waite version. So you see the angel here and the golden hair of the angel, the trumpet that's being blown. And the flag that is furled open completely, a red cross on a white background, it means the Wheel of Fortune has stopped, it's become fixed, so it's no longer a cycle. It has become the juncture, the point of everything coming together. So the red cross, the red energy for blood, life, vitality, the white background, the spiritual energy that we are, because the red is on top of the white background. So we know that life is something that is vital and important and is empowering, but it has to rest on the spiritual energy that we are. And let's also have a look at the figures that are in here too. So the figures that we've got in here seem to be breaking free from the earth, as if they've been set free from their tombs. Now, the interesting thing is that these figures seem to be also in water. And it's that thing that water is the energy of spirit. And the symbology here is that we see the land, the sea, and the sky. And all those taken together are all to do with the energy of, is this death or is it rebirth? Is it learning everything we have learned, the journey that we've gone through life? And there are three characters that stand out in the foreground. The two adults represent the children from the previous card of the sun, who were in front of that wall. And here we understand that wall with the flowers behind it to be the wall that was protecting the Garden of Eden. So it is passing from the physical world into paradise. But the third figure that's there is the child that this couple have created. That's a physical representation of something quite spiritual. It is not about a child being born, because all of them are listening to Gabriel's horn, being lifted up into the heavens. Or is the child a symbol of rebirth, beginning again, starting the cycle of life? You have learned so much, but now it is a return to innocence, to start all over again. And that's the point. Judge not, lest ye be judged. So with everything you do, be thoughtful about everything that is around you. Every action that you take has a consequence. Even if you don't see it straight away, even if you're not aware of it in the moment, it has consequences. So it's reminding us to be thoughtful. Use our judgments as best we can. Be the best we possibly can be. And you see there, the essence of the angel is inside us. We can be like Gabriel. We can be aware of what's going on around us, and we can stop bad things from happening and encourage good things to happen. Now, if you are having a tarot reading and the card of judgment arrives, it can mean so many things. It would depend on the context of all the cards that are in there. And I want you to think about this. Think of the tarot deck as a lexicon. So each card is going to have an interrelationship with other cards. So it creates a kind of spelling. So it has a meaning within the flow of the rest of the cards that are there. And if we think about how many cards there are in the tarot deck, 78 altogether. But the 22 major arcana, think of those as kind of vowels that are kind of making the different letters of that lexicon of the tarot come together to make whole words. So the judgment, very often we'll take it as a positive symbol of joy, of happiness, of upliftment, of the fact that the Archangel Gabriel is with us, is giving us the good news. But actually it's letting us know that the good news exists within us. We know the answer to everything. Ponder, meditate, think, and find the solutions yourself. In a negative sense, it can mean that you're misunderstanding what's going on around you, or you're choosing to misunderstand other people. The great essence of the human condition is harmony. And joy for everybody means harmony just grows and grows. So remember that and make sure that your judgments are as fair and as kind as they can be. Well, this has been a bite-sized workshop on the tarot. We've been looking at card 20, Judgment. The next one is the final card in the Major Arcana, and we'll be looking at that very soon, the World card. In the meantime, ciao for now.